Nyama na Nyama Choma. These are the most original food in Kenya, together with sorghum and millet and many other green vegetables that have disappeared. Every ethnic group in Kenya kept cattle and goats and sheep, and to a great extent ate game meat of numerous herbivorous animals that roamed the countryside. This story of two Kenyan presidents who loved meat has the added dimension of the Zambian president who was romped in the meat-eating club. That President Jomo Kenyatta and Daniel Arap loved meat came up after the death of the two presidents. In the case of President Kenyatta, the story was told by Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, while in the case of Daniel Arap Moi, the story was told by his son and his doctor named Silverstein, who was based at Nairobi Hospital. Dr. Musila Musembi, who was the director of Kenya National Archives, recounted an incident in which he met with Dr. Kenneth Kaunda during an HIV conference which was held in Abuja, Nigeria. The two arranged to meet at the coffee terraces of the hotel. Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, a bosom friend of Mzee Kenyatta, who was enjoined in the club of meat lovers, recounted an incident in which President Kenyatta's chef brought a tray full of meat. This prompted reaction from the president's personal doctor, who admonished the chef for feeding the grand old man with lots of meat. Against his advice, the doctor ordered the chef to leave a few pieces of meat for Mzee Kenyatta and his guest, Dr. Kaunda, and take back the rest. But as soon as the doctor slipped out, the president ordered the chef to bring back all the meat he had taken away. He told President Kaunda these words: "These doctors are a funny people. When did you hear a lion taken to hospital for eating too much meat?" As with soup, Dr. Kaunda told him that Mzee Kenyatta would take a bowl after bowl of soup and urge his Zambian counterpart to do the same, and to make sure his guest had enough supply back home, he ordered that 20 goats be flown from Kenyatta's farm to President Kaunda's farm in Zambia. The doctor's concern arose from the fact that Jomo Kenyatta was under supervision from a heart ailment and the fact that he had high cholesterol levels in his system. In 1968, Jomo Kenyatta suffered a heart attack, prompting plans by Dr. Njoroge Mungai and Bruce Mackenzie to plan his funeral. Honorable Mackenzie traveled to Britain and made arrangements for a gun carriageway to carry Kenyatta's body. However, Jomo Kenyatta did not die until August of 1978. Among notable doctors whom Dr. Kenyatta consulted include Dr. Kodiravala, who wrote extensively in the Sunday Nation as the Surgeon Diary, and Dr. Eric Mungola, the Director of Health, and a number of other doctors. On another hand, Moi's love for meat came about during the funeral service, which was held in Nairobi in attendance of many heads of state and members of the public. Both his son Gideon and his personal doctor by the name of Silverstein discussed this matter. Gideon revealed that Moi loved eating roasted meat, especially the ribs, contrary to a long-held belief that he was a vegetarian. He ignored the doctor's advice. Nothing came between him and meat. According to Gideon, when Moi requested for meat and he was advised on what the doctor said, he would retort back and say, "Do you see any doctor here?" According to Gideon, things like vegetables and ugali were additional. Moi used to slaughter a merino sheep every day. He attributed his love for meat to genetics and went on to say that Moi eats meat like a lion. Moi's love for meat was supported by his personal doctor called Silverstein, with whom he had a 42-year patient-doctor relationship. Dr. Silverstein said that Moi loved meat and special Sacramento wine, which he referred to as dawa ya wazee. Dr. Silverstein said he personally planned Moi's diet. It should be observed that the three presidents died in old age. Kenyatta died at the age of 90, Moi at 98, and Kaunda at 96. Kindly subscribe, comment, and give a like.